only helps the University of North Carolina because, like Coach Fox always says, the program is bigger than you and me, and so if I can help this team in any way, shape, or form, I mean that's the biggest part.
How tough is it though? You get a lot of attention too. I mean, how do you process that, and how do you keep yourself just going forward?
I mean, yeah, you just take it day in and day out. I mean, you don't really try to think too much about like all the media attention or the coverage that you get. So I mean, it is what it is. It just comes with, I guess, the player that I am, and it's gonna happen. So you just come here, put on your clothes, you play baseball, and I'm just Aaron Sabato. So I try not to separate Aaron Sabato, the baseball player, and Aaron Sabato, the person. So when I come here, I got a job to do and help this team. And you don't really, what people were saying outside the lines and stuff like that are all over Instagram and social media. I mean, you just kind of just cancel it out, turn out the noise.
Have you sort of stepped up and tried to fill a leadership role for this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things Coach Fox says, you know, like being the player that I am, people just are always going to look at just everything I do, the way I approach the game, what I do during practice. I mean, it just comes with, I guess, the role of who I am on this team, and it's just one of those things that you got to take back and say, like, hey, like, whatever I do, the guys on the team are going to emulate, and if I can be that guy who can come in with the work ethic and the practice and really be that guy that people are going to look up to, then there's just steps to going about that. So it's just you keep the same trust that whatever you do, your teammates are going to do, and just building off of if I can stay the same guy, like I said, of being Aaron, and people are going to watch that, then that helps us as a team.
How have you helped the new guys on the team? Obviously, new guy at second base, third base, behind the plate. What have you done? Message to them, get them prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I mean, it's not so much me; it's everybody on the team. I mean, we've got one of the best leaders in Dallas Tesser. I mean, you got a guy who his quote's on the wall in here, and he's with us. He's been here now for 3 years, and the fact that for a guy who like him and Michael Bush and those guys that you really look up to, I mean, it's just one of those things that, like, it's tough playing at the University of North Carolina, and, you know, you try not to get so caught up with, am I playing, am I not playing, because Coach always says, like, the guys on the front of the lineup card are the guys in to start the game, but the guys in the back are of who can pinch hit, who can base run, who can come in and play defense in the late innings of the game. And just what you say to them is just always be ready. Like, everybody, you're always going to get your shot, and just be ready when that time comes.
What are you most excited with this squad as the season kicks off on Friday?
The way that we can pitch and play defense. I mean, they say defense wins championships, and you're definitely right. And with that, the way that we've played defense and been able to keep our pitchers in games and in situations and get out of certain situations, it's going to be a huge part of our team this year, because it's going to be times where, you know, the teams think they have a big inning, but it gets shut down real quick because of the way that we can pitch and play defense.
Does that take a load off of you and some of the other consistent hitters?
Yeah, I mean, like we said, hitting is always timely and it's always situational. So you should really try not to think about too much hitting until the situation presents itself. But if you can go out there and you can pitch and just keep doing you as a pitcher and keep doing us as defense, we can just keep ourselves in games.
You personally, what can you improve on from last season?
My defense has been the biggest thing. I mean, I want to be out there. I don't want to get subbed out in the 8th and 9th inning, and I think that's what I've really worked hard to, and I really want to be an elite defender for me personally, and I think that's going to be the biggest part of how much I've changed defensively.
Aaron, I apologize because you've definitely already answered this question here, but coming into the sophomore year, how do you kind of try to quiet, you know, other teams are going to have the scouting report on you. How do you try to make an adjustment coming in so that you kind of avoid some of the sophomore slump that we've seen, you know, through a bunch of hitters? Yeah,
I mean, it's just one of those things that you kind of just – you stick to your approach. So when you get up to the plate, your approach never changes. It varies on the pitcher, but just me personally, I want to swing at strikes, take balls, and if I can stay with that and not get too over anxious or want to do too much, or where if I'm not hitting the ball as much because other teams are pitching me different, then if I'm on base more for my team, and that's what it has to be. So it's just one of those things that you got to stay true to yourself and stay true to me as a player, and that helps with just the team and just, I guess, just not getting caught up in me trying to do too much as a hitter.
And again, you definitely already answered this, so I apologize. But for you, there's obviously a lot of hype coming in.